Shabbat Shalom. It's Rabbi David Barron of Temple of the Arts with a Torah Talk. Before I begin my Torah Talk, I'd like to share with you a few important upcoming events. Believe it or not, the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah, is just around the corner on Labor Day. And even though I know many of us have been celebrating 4th of July, we here at the Temple are planning for magnificent live High Holy Day services with our cantors, our choir, our instrumentalists, and my special guests who will be coming to us this year with very powerful messages. So I hope you'll plan to be with us and forward this to your family and friends and encourage them to come and join us this year at our live High Holy Day services of Temple of the Arts. We look forward to seeing you, and you can go on our website, bhtota.org or templeofthearts.org, spelled out, or call our office, 323-658-9100. This week's Torah reading are the combined portions of Matot-Masei, which concludes the reading of one of the 5 books, the 4th of the 5 books of Moses, of the Torah, and in it are contained many important examples of what life was like in ancient times and many of the struggles of the Israelites during those times. You know, some people look at the commentary of this terrible war that was waged by the Israelites coming into the Promised Land, the land that was promised to them by God, the land of milk and honey, the land that their ancestors, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, sojourned in, and they were blocked by ancient peoples, the Moabites, the Midianites, who did not want them to pass. And so they waged war, the war of conquest, to come back into their land. And this is described in pretty brutal terms, killing off of all the males who could wage war in the future. And I know a lot of people comment on this and say, well, the Israelite way was a way of war and violence, and God was a cruel, demanding God, an angry God, and that's limiting your perspective and understanding of the text and narrative, because you can't look at something that happened 2,000 years ago through the lens of the 21st century, and that's an impossibility. And if we're honest about it, we see brutality and warfare occurring in our time, and even not so long ago during the Inquisition. Before that, the Roman era. The brutality of many of these armies is something that we find offensive and repulsive. But yet, you have to understand, war was waged in a certain way in ancient times, and people were taken captive and enslaved. This is part of the legacy of human history. Ideally, the Torah urges us to live with respect for others and to elevate the consciousness of our fellow human being, whatever their belief system, whatever their origin. But we can't allow our beliefs to be debased or to be lowered or to be negated. We have to preserve them. Why? Because in preserving them, we preserve a goal of elevating humanity's consciousness. So the Torah reading contains those elements within it, and it closes with the famous words that we chant at the end of each of the 5 books of Moses, and you can repeat those words with me. Chazak, Chazak, v'nit chazek. Let us be strong, and let us strengthen one another. You know, that idea of strength coming not just only from within, and the Talmud says, who is truly strong? He who conquers himself or herself. If you can conquer the elements within you, you can find that inner strength that will enable you to persevere. But also, we find strength in one another. We strengthen each other. So it's a combination of inner strength and strength that we draw from uniting with others. And I want to urge you, as we emerge from this terrible pandemic, that we now take the time to be in nature and to enjoy life with others, to share the picnics and celebrations that have been so much a part of our life that we've missed in the last year, and to do so with great relish and joy, and to know that that's what our destiny is, to be connected with one another and to celebrate with each other. I hope you take that with you into these summer months of enjoyment and leisure, and I wish you health and happiness. Shabbat Shalom.